Hello, and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we'll discuss the recent statements by the Japanese Prime Minister regarding the need for Japan to strengthen ties with NATO. Before we dive into the news, we kindly ask you to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments if you enjoy the content. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The deepening military cooperation between Russia and North Korea has highlighted the need for Japan to strengthen its ties with NATO as regional security threats become increasingly interconnected, said Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Ahead of his participation in a NATO summit in Washington, D.C. this week, Kishida also expressed concern over Beijing's alleged role in aiding Moscow's two-year war in Ukraine, without explicitly naming China. Euro-Atlantic and Indo-Pacific security are inseparable, and Russia's aggression against Ukraine and its deepened military cooperation with North Korea are strong reminders of this, Kishida said. Japan is determined to strengthen its cooperation with NATO and its partners, he added. The Japanese leader emphasized that the world must not tolerate attempts by some countries to disrupt the established international order and reiterated a warning that today's Ukraine could be tomorrow's East Asia. He also called for cooperation to address new security threats that transcend geographical borders, such as cyber attacks and space conflicts. South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand, known along with Japan as the Indo-Pacific 4, IP4, will also attend the July 10-11 meeting with NATO leaders. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol said this week that he planned to discuss the threat Pyongyang poses to Europe by deepening its ties with Russia. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed a mutual defense commitment with Russia last month during President Vladimir Putin's first visit to Pyongyang in 24 years and expressed his full support for Russia's war in Ukraine. The US and its allies have accused Pyongyang of providing ballistic missiles and artillery shells that Russia has used in its war in Ukraine and fear that Moscow, in return, may support North Korea's missile development efforts. Washington has also stated that China is providing drone and missile technology, satellite imagery, and machine tools to Russia, items that do not amount to lethal assistance but are helping Moscow sustain its military in the war in Ukraine. Beijing denies any such supply. Without naming names, Kishida said in an interview that some countries have allegedly transferred dual-use civilian and military goods to Russia, serving as a lifeline for its war in Ukraine. It is necessary to address these situations in a multifaceted and strategic manner, adopting a panoramic view that considers the full range of international actors fueling Russia's attempt to change the status quo by force, he said. The geographical boundary of Euro-Atlantic or Indo-Pacific is no longer relevant to safeguarding global peace and security. Japan and Indo-Pacific partners can play a significant role for NATO allies from this perspective. Limited by decades of pacifism, Tokyo has been reluctant to provide lethal aid to Ukraine. However, it has provided financial assistance to Kyiv, led efforts to prepare for its post-war reconstruction, and contributed to the NATO fund to provide Ukraine with non-lethal equipment, such as anti-drone detection systems. Tokyo has also repeatedly warned about the risks of a similar conflict emerging in East Asia, where China has taken an increasingly assertive stance on its territorial claims, including the democratic island of Taiwan. This summit is a critical opportunity for Japan, the US, and other NATO allies to face current challenges to the international order and reaffirm the values and principles that have shaped global peace and prosperity, Kishida said. However, there may be limits to how far NATO members are willing to go in forging closer ties in Asia. A plan that emerged last year for NATO to open a liaison office in Japan, its first in Asia, was blocked by France and criticized by China. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments. And, of course, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. See you next time.